My business is literally an evergreen ATM, and today I'm going to show you how to build one for yourself. Now, what makes this an evergreen ATM is something called a funnel, but these are not the types of funnels that may initially come to mind when you hear that term. I'm talking about a very specific automated system that provides such high-level service to your customers that it generates income for you 24/7. And today I'm going to break down the psychology behind evergreen income. I'm going to share the exact moment that this clicked for me, and I'm going to give you a framework that you can implement to build your own evergreen ATM machine starting today. So let me explain what I mean when I say a funnel is literally an evergreen ATM. You're going to hear people say things like, well, funnels make you money while you sleep. And that is 100% true. I personally do not like that phraseology because when you say you can make money while you sleep, it gives the impression for people who are new to this that something is too good to be true. Okay. And when people hear that, they think that it's a scam. When it comes to funnels, that's absolutely not the case. What makes a funnel so powerful, and an evergreen funnel specifically so powerful and life-changing, is that in order for it to bring in that income for you 24/7 while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're living life on your terms, that funnel must provide extremely high quality service to your customers. It's set on autopilot so that you just don't have to repeat yourself over and over and over again. You don't have to be there doing the same work over and over and over all the time. The funnel is carrying that weight for you, and it works around the clock. Now, of course, you have to set it up. Okay, you got to create the content. You have to have the deliverables, the service, and that high-level value that you're providing. But once you create it, once you set up the funnel, just let it run, and it will literally change your life. Now, let me give you a perspective on where this led me. And I'm going to take you, well, let's go all the way back to 2017. I've been a career musician since the late 90s as a guitar player and a songwriter and a producer. My passion was always playing guitar. I was fortunate to be able to make a living from it for a very long time. In 2017, I was touring with two artists. I was touring with a country artist in the US. I was also touring overseas with an artist who did well internationally. When I was not touring, I was home in Nashville writing music for TV. Writing music for TV was my income model. Touring was my passion. Of course, the irony is you don't make a lot of money from touring compared to what I was making with my songs and getting them onto TV. But for years, I've been hustling nonstop, always doing something. Okay. And to be honest, in the summer of 2017, I just got tired of the hustle. I would meet with artists and publishers and record labels who wanted to learn more about my process of getting songs into TV and film. I'd have long meetings with them for free, hoping that it would open up doors to new opportunities. And I'd always follow up with them. But I'd say for every 50 meetings or so, only one or two would actually take the information that I shared and move forward. One day after I had, had it with a publisher who I had very high hopes for, I went down to the Starbucks at the bottom of my hill and I wrote out this little book. I had this attitude of the next time someone wants to learn how to license their songs and pick my brain, I'm just going to send them this PDF and I'm going to tell them to call me if they have any questions. Okay. But I was not going to waste any more of my time talking to people about this who, quite frankly, will not take action on it. Now, what I did not realize was that I just created what's called a lead magnet. And that little lead magnet would ultimately bring in multiple millions of dollars for me over the next couple of years. The real transformation, though, happened in the fall of 2017 when I played on a record for an older gentleman. During a break, he asked me about myself. I mentioned that I just had my 2000th placement. He asked if I ever thought about writing a book. When I said I had a little PDF guide, he said, well, have you ever thought about doing a course? And the idea of, creating a course just never crossed my mind. Over the next 3 months, he kept encouraging me to go online. I was very resistant to it, but he just kept saying, Michael, you've got to do this. So I did. I created a little course called Master Music Licensing. I released it in January of 2018, and nothing happened. And over the next 6 or 7 months, like 10 people bought it. But then he showed me how to use funnels. And on September 30th, 2018, I was actually out on a boat with my wife. We had a little boat out on the lake. And I said to her, I said, yeah, I'm launching my course. I'm releasing it to the world. Can you imagine if this thing makes an extra $40,000 or $50,000 a year? That was our ongoing joke. Well, that week we did $96,000 after expenses and some payment processing fees. I walked away with 93,000. But that's when I realized, hey, maybe I should, I should learn how to do this. I've got something here. So I stopped all my sessions, all my TV writing, of course, unless it was a touring gig. That was my passion, because I stopped everything else and I was going to figure this out. I started reading books, started going to conferences. I did another launch a couple months later, did 114,000. Then I kept learning more, and I did another launch while my wife and I were on vacation in Yellowstone. A couple months after that, we brought in $136,000. So if we do the math, in less than 9 months, I made around $350,000. Now that's the power of a funnel. Shortly after that launch, we did one where we were right under $500,000 in 5 days. What this did was it allowed me to live a lifestyle that I always wanted. Okay, it allowed me to live a lifestyle that I thought I could only get if I became a very successful musician or producer. Now, here's actually what I learned over the last 7 years of building multiple 7-figure businesses through funnels and helping dozens of other online coaches build 6- and 7-figure businesses. That is, there are 3 pillars, 3, to creating an evergreen ATM machine for you and your family. They are your system, the engine, and your ecosystem. Okay, so let's go through them. Pillar 1 is your value delivery system. Your funnel must provide genuine transformation. That's why it's not a scam. Funnels never work if they're about tricking people into buying. This is all about serving your customers so well that they go on this journey with you through that funnel. As they go on that journey, they just can't help but want more and ultimately buy more from you. Pillar 2 is the relationship building engine. Now, every touch point in your funnel should build trust and connection with your audience. It's another reason why they're not scams. As people go further into your funnel, they need to get to know you. They need to start to really like you. They need to love learning from you. And as they do that, they're going to build trust with you. People do not buy from funnels. They buy from people they trust. And those people happen to use funnels for a trust building journey. The third pillar is your traffic ecosystem. Now, you need multiple sources of qualified traffic flowing into your funnel at all times. Now, one source of traffic, you have a hobby or a side gig. If you have 2, well, now you have a business. But once you hit 3 traffic sources and more, that's when you're building a life-changing empire. Now, the beautiful thing about this whole model is that it's not about working more hours. In fact, it actually buys back your time so that you can live life entirely on your terms. This model is all about creating systems that work for you. Okay, so here's the big takeaway that I want you to get from this. Building an evergreen ATM is not about getting rich. A lot of people initially think that, funnels and online courses are a get-rich-quick scheme. They are not. This is all about creating sustainable systems that serve your customers and clients at the highest level while providing you with the freedom to no longer exchange your time for dollars. So your homework, should you choose to accept it, is to identify one piece of knowledge that you have that people constantly ask you about. Then I want you to ask yourself, how can I deliver this value in a way that serves people even when I'm not there? That is going to become your potential lead magnet. And that is the asset that you will use to bring people into your funnel. So if you want to experience a funnel in action, this is my lead magnet. It's called The 7 Simple Steps to a 7-Figure Business. This book outlines what I call the 7-figure freedom framework. This will take you about 45 minutes to read, and it will clarify exactly how you can use funnels in your own business to create your own evergreen ATM. Now, the goal is not to replace your current income overnight. Very, very, very few things can do that. But if you're driven to make an impact on others, and build something that compounds over time while giving you the freedom to choose how you spend your days, I know of no better opportunity than this. Here's your final takeaway. You should never build a business to escape your life. You should design a business so that it gives you the life you actually want. That's what we cover here in the 7 Simple Steps to a 7-Figure Business. Click the link around this page, go download it, go see what a funnel is all about. We'll talk to you soon.